The JLab Epic Air active noise cancelling true wireless earbuds. These buds rock. And this video you need to watch, and this is an earbud you need to consider buying. Stick around to hear about their unicorn list of features from ANC to ambient mode to in-ear detection to lower latency movie mode, plus JLab's incredibly awesome app, and I'm going to give you an expanded ANC and ambient mode review. Plus, I'm going to measure their audio latency, max volume. I'm going to discuss their sound quality and my overall pros and cons. At the end of the video, there'll be samples of the microphone quality as well. Hey, if you're new here, welcome. And whether you're new or a regular, thanks for watching and for your support and feedback. Now, I bought the JLab Epic Air ANCs from JLab's website for $99 with my own money. They're currently not available on Amazon, but I will put a link in the video description to where you can purchase these earbuds. Starting with the case, this is a really nice change from the ordinary. It's a leather looking case with a neat flip top. It's reasonably sized, it doesn't pick up fingerprints, and it has an excellent magnetic closure, and the earbuds are really easy to get in and out of the case, which, I really appreciate. Now, the case charges via USB-C or wireless, and the buds last an incredible 12 hours per charge with ANC off, and a total of about 48 hours of playtime using the case. Now, with ANC on, that will drop to 8 hours per charge and 32 hours overall with the case. I tested them at 60 to 65% volume with ANC on, and JLab's estimates seem pretty accurate to me. Now, JLab did a great job designing these earbuds. They have short stems, they have 6 sets of silicone ear tips, and 1 set of foam ear tips in the packaging. These should fit most people's ears and do so comfortably. Now, the 6 differently sized silicone tips come in both short and long variants, so you can control how much passive noise isolation you'll experience while wearing them. Now, with all those short and long tips, you control how deeply they insert into your ears, which means you control the amount of echo you're going to get while wearing these buds. I know some people prefer it to be like a deeper fit to get more bass. That's cool when you work out like I do. You might prefer to pull them out a little bit where you get a little bit less seal, and that's going to work too because they fit so many tips in the case. Now, on top of all that passive noise isolation, the active noise cancellation and ambient modes on these earbuds are excellent. There's also an off mode where both ANC and ambient mode are off. And JLab calls their ANC Smart ANC, which means that the ANC and ambient modes adjust themselves based on your environment. Smart ANC or not, the ANC system on these is a hybrid system, which means that there's both a feed-forward outward-facing microphone and an inward-facing feedback microphone to cancel out sound. Now that, for practical purpose, just means that when you use the ANC on these like while running or biking, it should work without any extra electronic noises being produced, especially by wind noise. I found the Smart ANC feature to be just absolutely amazing. Like, here's an example. With ambient mode on, I was using ambient mode just to get the hang of it, to see if I could just wear it for long periods of time. Could I hear my wife talking? Could I hear TV? And I was using packing tape to close the box for the return of the TronSmart Apollo Bolds that I recently tested. And every time I pulled that tape really hard, that screeching sound of the tape was cut out by the earbuds in ambient mode after the initial sound spike. And I couldn't believe it. Ambient mode, hearing that the environment was really loud, lowered the environmental noise that it was supplying to my ears. I couldn't believe it. I tried it multiple times. I did it even with clapping, like vigorously loud clapping, and that's how they work. It is awesome. Now, JLab also offers a very useful feature on these earbuds, which is a built-in EQ. So triple tapping either earbud will cycle through 4 EQ settings. Yeah, 4. So there's 3 built in, and the 4th is a custom setting that you set up in the JLab app. This is really cool. And it also took me by surprise. I don't really like to use apps, but using the JLab app with these earbuds to tailor the EQ settings that I prefer and being able to cycle through it with the built-in controls, wow, that is fantastic and a feature that you will love if you're anything like a tech guy like me. Now, the JLab app has a few other features worth mentioning, like full control over the ANC level, full control over the ambient level, and a couple of other surprises that I'll mention in a minute. Now, the ambient mode on these the first thing I did to test it was kind of drag my hand across my shirt. Like, you can hear that if you just do it right. I can hear my hand running across the shirt. So without earbuds, I know exactly what that should sound like. With ambient mode on the JLab Epic Air ANCs, you can configure via the app really easily what that's going to sound like. You can amplify this at the highest setting, and at the lowest setting, you can not even hear it at all. So these are an earbud that you can wear all day long in ambient mode, and you can tune it to exactly what you want to hear. Now, the app also lets you customize the controls. It allows you to get over-the-air updates, which I did once for these buds. It said it improved microphone quality, and you can enable and disable the in-ear detection. So JLab really went all out with these buds on their feature side. They support AAC for high-definition audio, and in watching some movies on Netflix and Disney Plus and some of my YouTube videos, I don't see any lag at all with AAC on or off. But if you feel like they might be lagging in your opinion, no problem. You can turn on movie mode by holding in both earbuds on left and right earbuds for 3 seconds at the same time, and it will turn on movie mode. Now, I didn't feel like it was necessary, like I said, but I did use movie mode when playing Call of Duty Mobile. Yeah, I know, I started playing games because of this channel. Okay, wow. But I really enjoyed playing Call of Duty Mobile with these earbuds on, like being able to like run around and hear people coming up behind you, their footsteps or whatever, like exactly where they are. And I don't, I'm not an expert gamer or whatever. I probably used to play like 10,000 times more than I do now. But these were really good. These were really fun. I never really played games with earbuds before, and this was pretty good to me. I didn't feel like there was a ton of latency, but again, I'm not a professional gamer. So here's the latency for these earbuds. Now, when watching this latency test, do so with your phone speakers or a wired set of headphones. Do not watch this with wireless earbuds and add the lag of your wireless earbuds to the lag that I'm trying to show you in this segment. So how should you interpret this test? Look, the sound should be heard ideally at this position in the middle of the graphic where the arrow points. The longer it takes to hear the sound through the wireless earbuds, the more latency the earbuds have. So that's as this dial moves to the right, the further to the right that it moves, the more latency you're going to hear. The more people's lips will be out of sync with the audio that you're hearing, and it'll sound like a really poorly dubbed video from the 80s or something. So digging into these measurements, with AAC on is 325 milliseconds, with AAC off is 225 milliseconds, but with movie mode on and AAC on, it's still only 225 milliseconds. So I know that that's not a great for gaming millisecond latency. It's not meant to be a gaming bud, it's meant to be a movie mode. So I didn't think I really needed it because 325 milliseconds even without the gaming mode, without the movie mode on, is pretty good. But 225 milliseconds is, that's a 33% drop or a little bit more. That's fantastic. So you will enjoy that mode while watching movies for sure. Now the touch controls control everything on these earbuds. Volume, ANC on, ambient mode on, ANC and ambient mode off, cycling through the 4 EQ modes, plus setting up the movie or music mode, and the voice assistant as well. As I said earlier, you can customize the controls in the app. It's just awesome. The Bluetooth range on these tested in at 39 feet, which is about what's advertised. And I didn't have any problems with the connection using these during my workouts or any of my morning runs. Both earbuds will work in mono mode, but they are not multi-point. So I'll say it again, only one Bluetooth device can be connected at a time. You have to turn off Bluetooth on your unwanted device and turn on Bluetooth on the newly chosen device to connect to the second device. These earbuds are IPX5, rain, and workout ready. Now on the volume side of things, I measured the volume at 100 decibels. They sound loud enough to me, but I know some people really like to get a little bit louder than that. But for me, these were plenty loud and they sound really good. So 100 decibels of volume, maybe not enough for everybody, but enough for me. Now for you runners or high impact workout fanatics like me, even though these are a stem style earbud, these still block a lot of noise passively. So I'm using the medium long tips, so they're a little bit longer, so I can put them in my ear and I can pull them to be just about the right way that I can finesse them in my ears to reduce echo. I found that it was a little bit harder to pull them out as far as I needed to with the short medium tips. So for some reason the long, I know it's kind of counterintuitive, right? But the longer tips seem to be able to give me a better balance between echo reduction and sound quality for running. Your match may vary, right? But there are 6 sizes of tips plus the foam tips in this packaging, which is just fantastic. So overall, these will be acceptable for running and workouts, but they are not perfect. Now on to the sound quality. So these are a little bit more expensive $99 bud than what I usually test, and I thought that the sound quality of the JLab Epic Air ANCs was really well balanced overall. I personally prefer the bass boost setting or my own EQ setting, which I'm guessing a lot of people will probably prefer when they get these and start playing around with them. But even in bass boost mode, the bass is satisfying but not overpowering like it can be with some other earbuds. These earbuds can handle vastly different types of bass simultaneously, but I don't think that these would be a bass head's first choice. There's just not an overpowering amount of bass. Now the mids are really clear, they're well positioned in the soundstage. I really can't fault these at all. They did a really nice job balancing the mids with that amount of bass, and the highs never come close to being harsh. They're also really well done. They're forward and they're very, very detailed. So overall, I'd say these have a nice soundstage. They have very precise placement of vocals and instruments within the soundstage, and I think that the sound is overall excellent. It's close to some of the dual driver buds I've recently tested. Ultimately, these are a really well balanced earbud. So I think you'd only be dissatisfied with these if you were looking for like a maximum bass bud or a maximum volume bud, or you're looking for like to squeeze the every last bit of clarity and detail out of your music. But for 99 bucks, these are really hard to beat from a features and sound quality perspective. I think JLab did a great job with these. Let's talk about my pros and cons. I think that these buds have, for 99 bucks, the best features and app experience of any earbud that I've tested. That's over 45 pairs of earbuds. I know I've only tested the Powerbeats Pro at 250 bucks, and I haven't really tested anything more expensive than that. There's probably a couple of like super sounding buds that I haven't tested. But these have an amazing, amazing amount of features. Now, the sound is really great. I think, like I said, only if you're a bass head will you not prefer these, or a super volume junkie. And these also work really well while watching movies. And I found them okay for playing games, but that 225 milliseconds will be not fast enough for you hardcore gamers. But pretty much a phenomenal bud for everyone else looking for, that hybrid ANC or that ambient mode or super clarity or the ability to have all these features easily accessible via the touch controls. So the last thing that we all want to know is, how do the mics work? Okay, so JLab put multiple microphones on each of these buds, and one of them is there to pick up your voice, and the other one is there to reduce background noise. So you got two on each side. Let's listen to the phone call samples and decide.
This is the sound quality test of the JLab Epic Air ANC. This has 4 microphones, does noise cancellation. Obviously it has high noise cancellation. I'm not taking a video today on my microphone test, but I have had several cars go by, including a rather large dump truck in the background. Now, I don't know if these had enough time to get the active noise cancellation going, but that would be an outdoor sound test of what it would sound like to get a phone call from someone using JLab Air ANC.
So based on that test, I think the JLabs did a really good job. I think that where they had the problem the most was with the wind noise reduction. So if you're a biker or someone who can somehow run while they're jogging, or you go outside and it's windy out, you're going to have a hard time using these. Well, that's my review of the JLab Epic Air ANC. Thanks for watching and your continued support and feedback. Stay safe, everyone.